Welcome back, everyone. Depending on where you live, it's starting to get a little cold outside, so come on, get cozy by the fire for this week's Commissioner's Corner. Not a very competitive week when it came to close matchups, but overall the league did very well. 8 teams scored over 100 points, with 3 teams scoring over 130, yet somehow Skip still gets a win with 99. Not sure how that keeps happening. Jeff gets that perfect lineup with 103 points, but falls short to Zach. Ryan has his 4 game win streak ended with the low score of the week and the worst manager. I have the stomp of the week over Tim. Not much happening here for Tim's team aside from Austin Eckler. Huge game from Keenan for me, and then just solid performances from the rest of the squad. I'm always rooting for Paul to lose because he was in first place and has the most points for, but you got to admit the bad fortune that this man has had. He scores 111 points here, the 4th highest total of the week, and loses. This is the 2nd week in a row he scored the 4th highest score and lost. He's now on a 2 game losing streak. On the flip side, Big Lou just keeps charging. Jahmyr Gibbs, 25 points, who I traded to him. 3 other players with 20. Just an outstanding week. Paul's team did well here, but just didn't have enough to keep up. As I said, Zach continues his 5 game win streak on the back of CeeDee Lamb, 34 points, who I traded to him. Are you noticing a trend here? Huge week, high score of the week. Jeff had a better week than average, but just came up short here. Now let's take a look at this worst manager Ryan Cummins. Clearly, he should have benched Lamar, Saquon, and Travis Etienne, who all had down weeks, and started Joshua Dobbs, Deontay Foreman, and Jaylen Warren. That's what a good fantasy manager would have done. And to get wins, you have to be a good fantasy manager. Just look at Adam Skipper. Finally gets Kadarius Toney out of the lineup and starts Waffle Fries in his place, 0 points. Quarterback Waffle Fries, 6 points. Looking at his bench, just a bunch of waffle fries. Who is T. Irwin? Why is he on a team? What is Skip's obsession with having the 100th ranked wide receiver in the league? You can't explain this man's methods, but also you can't argue with the results. He's 6-4, firmly in the playoff race. Make it make sense. Huge upset here from B Case over Chase on the back of Justin Herbert. George Kittle had a big week. Also, his kicker had 21 points, who he picked up on waivers this week and who was dropped by Chase earlier in the season. Chase tried to get carried by Dak and CMC, but the bottom half of his lineup just fell a bit short, especially Taysom Hill coming off 3 15-plus point performances. Promptly gets 3 when Chase decides to put him in the lineup. Welcome to the Taysom Hill experience. Now down here, 2 people fighting to cancel their Chick-fil-A reservations. The Priors get the win over Brittany and leave her firmly in last place. Taking a look at those standings, I am alone in first. Big Lou close on my heels. Paul has the most points for, but finds himself in third, actually in a 4-way tie for third, which includes Skip, who has 220 less points than Paul this season. Same record though. Right outside the playoff bubble, we have Ryan at 5-5, and then a bunch of teams trying to shake things up and make a last-ditch effort down the stretch. A note here, Tim does have the most points against still in 9th place. Big matchups for next week. Starting off, we have me versus Paul. Paul could be looking at a 3-game losing streak if I'm able to pull out the win here. Had some running back buy issues, so I just traded for Jaylen Warren, so we'll get the extra spicy plot line of the starting running back versus the backup running back. Hopefully I can vulture some touchdowns to add salt to Paul. Not that he needs it. Free win here for Big Lou. Who knows what's going to happen here? Rules don't apply in skipper matchups. The second big matchup is Zach versus Ryan. 2 teams that started at the bottom of the table but have been climbing upwards. We'll see who can continue that upward momentum. Ryan still has Lamar, Saquon, and Etienne in his lineup, so we'll see if he makes the same mistakes as last week. Chase versus the Priors here, team trying to fight for their playoff lives. Then we have the Toilet Bowl down here with B Case and Brittany Russell trying to get out of those bottom two spots in the standings. Just a reminder, with the new Toilet Bowl setup, the bottom two teams in the standings will actually get a bye in the first week of the playoffs. So they'll be 1 week closer to eating at Chick-fil-A. Still have 4 weeks left in the season. Lots of time for things to happen. We'll see how things shake out next week on the Commissioner's Corner.